I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. So we can start our slot for today with Al-Fatiha. Assalamualaikum and good morning. Good morning and a warm welcome to speakers and fellow students to our second slot for today. Grand Career Talk by alumni for materials and manufacturing. For this second slot, we will start first with a manufacturing speaker, then followed by materials. First, let me introduce the speaker for manufacturing. His full name is Brother Mohammad Fatholo bin Gazali and graduated in IIUM with Bachelor of Manufacturing in 2006. Then he continued his study with a Master in Manufacturing System Engineering and PhD in Materials Engineering. His current occupation is an Associate Professor at University Malaysia Perlis. Without further ado, I would like to invite Brother Fatholo to give his talk for today.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to the organizer, my dear fellow alumni. How's everything, brothers? Long time to see everyone, and dear fellow brothers and sisters from the manufacturing and materials department. I was quite surprised because my name, I think it was on the fourth list of today. Of today's session. Is it okay to give way to the first presenter, or if you don't mind for me to start?
I'm sorry, I thought you are the first one.
I'm the first, no problem. Okay, let me share my PowerPoint presentation. It's not really that going to be long, inshallah. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. How do I just? Okay. Is that okay? All right. My name is Mohammad Fatholo Gazali. As mentioned by the chairperson just now. Thank you very much. I am the graduate of manufacturing student from manufacturing course in 2006. Back about 14 years ago. So how time really flies. Yeah, I think about just graduated about 5 to 7 years ago, but actually 14 years already. Alhamdulillah. A little bit about myself. After I graduated from IIUM in 2006, and then I furthered my study in Masters in Manufacturing System Engineering at the Coventry University. This is sponsored by the Ministry of Higher Education under the fellowship scheme at the University Malaysia Perlis. I got hired directly right after the convocation from under the University Malaysia Perlis. They sponsored for my studies. And then I went back in 2007, a year after that, and I started my career as a lecturer. And then I continued back in 2011. And then for my PhD in materials processing, and I came back to serve as a lecturer again at the same university until now. Alhamdulillah. Basically, this is my current position, which if anyone would like to contact me or would like to share or discuss or get some advices from especially from students, inshallah, if I can, I will help you. Basically, I'm the associate professor now at the University Malaysia Perlis, serving as the lecturer in the field of manufacturing engineering. Alhamdulillah, I make use the knowledge that I learned definitely in the field of my interest throughout my fourth year of study in UIA. I'm also a professional engineer under also the member of Institute of Engineer Malaysia dan juga Board of Engineer Malaysia. So in the field of manufacturing engineering. I worked for quite some time in academic management also in arranging programs for the accreditation. So basically, I'm just a lecturer, probably looking from the some other fellow alumni. We got mix of industries and academics. So here I am. I graduated in 2006. This is what I presented to you just now. 2007, I continued my master's. 2011, I continued again in the PhD studies, and then I acquired my professional engineer IR in 2018, and then 2018 until now. So this is the chronology of my career right after I finished. I worked with industry a little bit at Intel Malaysia, but just temporarily because my heart was more into teaching academics and doing research. So Alhamdulillah, Allah gave me this opportunity until now. So by the way, I am from Kedah and I work in University Malaysia Perlis. So this is my hometown. I feel quite good with in which I am near to my mother's house. I'm not going to share much about myself because I think this is more about the students, what you would like to be in the next 5 years. Pengerusi, pengerusi.
Yes.
Okay, probably you are all aware lah kan tentang IIUM that wants you to achieve in 3 to 5 years. Ada perasan tak tentang program educational objective of manufacturing program?
Tak.
Perasan?
No.
Okay. No, okay. Sebenarnya if you go back to your website or if you go, because I'm sharing this based on my experience as a lecturer. So if you go back to your academic guideline or academic booklet or in the website of the manufacturing and materials department, you will see that there is a statement of PEO ataupun dipanggil program educational objective of manufacturing and materials program in IIUM. Okay, this is the statement that they would like you to be, that they plan you to be, and they design the curriculum of what you are learning now in the next 3 to 5 years right after you graduate. So you have 3 points that you will fulfill as planned, inshallah. Okay, if you look here back, number 1 is they want you to advance in career and professional and technical expertise. So these 3 points actually is a must to be highlighted, and these are what is outlined by the Board of Engineers of Malaysia. They want the curriculum from the department to set what the graduate can achieve in 3 to 5 years. So if you think that you cannot fulfill this within 3 to 5 years, that means something is wrong with your achievement in your learning progress throughout your 4 years of study. Okay, so right after you graduate, inshallah, you should be able to advance in your career. That means you might have a certain level of senior position. Mungkin dah jadi ketua, a senior engineer, mungkin dah jadi a group leader of something. Okay, so advance in career and professional technical expertise. So that's number 1 point. Yang saya highlight ni adalah, saya dah simplify lah. I look back from your website. Number 2 is moral and professional and entrepreneurial. That means you have a good professional membership. You behave and you do your work in a professional way, and you look professional and you dress up professional while you work, and you show the moral and ethics values, as well as if you go for entrepreneurship, you show off your entrepreneurial quality at certain level. Okay, number 3 is the lifelong learning. That means you might be able within 3 to 5 years to pursue postgraduate education or in the professional developments. So these are the 3 points that the department, okay, our department, or in general the IIUM, the university itself, would like you to achieve in 3 to 5 years after you graduate. That means for final year students now, 2021. So you might achieve this in at least in 2026. Okay, tak lama pun. 3 points you must achieve. So what you should do is you have to set your target. When? After you graduate, no. Now, you have to start from now, because the quality of the program that you are pursuing now is able to help you to achieve these 3 points in the next 5 years. Okay, so what should you do after you graduate? What should you do? First, within the first 2 years, you have to discipline yourself, meaning that if you go to work right after you get employed, inshallah, right after you graduate, or right after you finish your exam, sometimes without attending the convocation, sometimes the company may hire you if your rezeki comes early. Okay, you have to discipline yourself. If they ask you to come right on time, you have to go on time, come on time, stay in the meeting on time, show your timekeeping quality. Okay, and also you have to work extra hard, meaning that if you go like other people, if you see like other workers, they work at 8 until 5, you have to work hard to gain extra knowledge. Okay, to gain extra knowledge, meaning that you have to go back later than anybody else. This is what I did. Okay, um, meaning that not just because to show off that you work hard, but you have to gain a lot, because you need to be champion in your field of working area. Okay, number 3 is you have to be loyal to employer, meaning that I don't encourage graduates in the first 2 years to hop from one company to another. You have to stay. Although we know that being a fresh graduate working as engineer is one of the toughest time of your career life, but you have to stay put, stay on your ground, focus, because that is the toughest but is the highest opportunity for you to learn. Okay, so, and that's good for your CV as well. That means that you don't jump from one to another company within months. Okay, so discipline yourself, do extra hard work, and be loyal to the employer, particularly within the first 2 years. Okay, so always aim to be the champ, meaning that although you are the first year looking into the career, you have to plan yourself. What should you be? How can you be the champion of your department in 2 years? Okay, sebab company dia tak nak tengok you still learning in the second year. Second year you know everything dah. Okay, you know everything dah. Tu satu. Yang kedua, you are the champ. That means you know more than anybody else. Okay, and you have to know that your career competitors are other engineers overseas, not in your company. Meaning that you have to work in a healthy environment. You help each other, work in a team, but you gain knowledge as much as possible for your future career. Okay, you look forward what other engineers overseas have achieved. You should be in their shoes one day. So plan within these 2 years. So in 5 years, from the 3 program educational objectives set by the department, set by the Kuliah of Engineering to you, you have, for me, this is not possible. You have to achieve these 4. Number 1 is get an IR, aim for an IR. Okay, kalau you dapat IR, that is a very good, impactful for your career, insyaAllah. Because to get an IR, right after you finish, you will register as a graduate member, right? Graduate member of Board of Engineers of Malaysia. Right after you finish, within 3 years of experience working in industries or working as an academic, you are able to apply for an IR. Okay, that means for a professional engineer. So that gives you a boost of your career. Within the first 5 years, if you reapply to a company, or if you open a business, engineering business, for example, and you have IR title, that means you have a quite comfort way of establishing yourself in your career. Okay, and plan to have your degree upgraded. Don't stay where you are, because we have what? How many thousands of engineers graduated every year? And how can you differentiate yourself with other thousands of engineers out there? Not to mention about overseas, just local engineers. So to differentiate yourself, to highlight yourself, first, get an IR. Second, get your master's degree. If you finish, aim for PhD if you can, or if you have time. If not, try for master's degree first. Okay, and then third is graduate with 3.0 CGPA. Why? Because if you want to go for academics, 3.0 is a must. Although you have PhD, the minimum requirement for a public university in Malaysia to accept you as a lecturer, engineering lecturer, is 3.0 CGPA. So if you have time now, you have to plan. If you have a bit below or below than 3.0, you have to plan to increase your GPA so that your CGPA final is 3.0. So that opens lots of opportunity. Although we know that sometimes, okay, kalau di industri mungkin ada setengah tempat, yes, dia tak kisah pun CGPA. That means okay. But just for you to know, CGPA also is important because that opens a lot of opportunity for you to apply in various positions. Okay, even some multinational companies, they have different stage of salary from higher CGPA dengan yang lower CGPA kan. So go to the highest CGPA as you can. And within the first 5 years also, you have to achieve senior position. Meaning that kalau you masuk sebagai lecturer, you go for senior position, senior lecturer. If you go for engineer, target for your senior engineer, senior mechanical engineer ke, senior manufacturing or production engineer ke, something. Okay, you have to set your target. Within the first 2 years, what should you do? And in the 5 years, what should you have achieved? So these are the 4 that I can share with you lah. Okay. So within this is the first 2 years, what should you plan? And this is the first 5 years of your graduation, what should you plan? Okay, so if you can imagine, within the first 5 years, you have already masters or PhDs. Okay, master sekarang ni hanya 1 tahun dia boleh buat. 1 tahun ataupun 1 tahun setengah. So around how many months? About 18 months maximum, you can get masters. If you get an IR ataupun professional engineer, if you get achieve the senior position in your department, and you are the champ in your department, and you graduate with GPA 3.0, insyaAllah, walaupun rezeki itu daripada Allah, tapi you have tried your best, you have relocated yourself, and you have highlighted yourself among other common engineers out there in the market, out there lah yang waiting for the job kan. So you have more opportunity to be a success in your career, inshallah. So I think that's it. And this is actually what the kuliah plans for you to be as a material or manufacturing students. So with that, thank you very much. Thank you to the chairperson, and thank you everyone for listening.
All right, thank you, Brother Fatholo, for the wonderful talk. Just a friendly reminder that we already dropped the registration form in the chat box. So participants, please fill in the registration form. Okay. So for our next agenda, I will introduce some of material speaker for this slide. The first speaker we have is Brother Mohammad Rafiq Mirza bin Julaihi. He is graduated in IIUM in 2008 with Bachelor of Materials Engineering and pursue his study in Master of Engineering and Doctor of Philosophy in Quantum Science and Engineering in Hokkaido University. And he is currently a lecturer at Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak. And the next speaker is Sister Nurul Nabila binti Razali. She graduated in IIUM with Bachelor of Material Engineering in 2016. She is currently a Sales and Applications Engineer at Porsche Group. And then we have our last speaker, Brother Mohammad bin Elias. Graduated in 2014 with Bachelor of Materials Engineering and currently an engineer at Petronas Digital. Without further ado, I would like to invite Brother Mohammad Rafiq Mirza to give his talk. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hannah, for the kind introduction to the rest of the speakers for the material engineering. So, hi, Orange. Hi, Oyen. It's okay. You don't have to feel too conscious about it. I think everybody likes cats here. But anyway, uh, Assalamualaikum. It's a pleasure to see everybody here, and I think that the first speaker has actually given you a very good overview of what you can expect to do during your study right now and what you can do in the upcoming 5 years. So I'll keep my talk to within 15 minutes so that everybody has a chance to speak up. I'm just going to share my screen, just one slide, because I think that would be perfectly enough for everybody. So what I'm doing right now is actually, I think this should be okay. All right, so I think what I would like to talk most of the time here is about myself, because I think that some of you may have a different ambition than going into the industry. I cannot give you a very good advice for working in the industry per se, but I can give you advice on how to pursue postgrad or such as master or PhD. So about myself, and you can see that there is some kind of a timeline over here. And then, yeah, I graduated in within 5 years, not 4 years, because the first year I actually failed. So I had to restart my study. And then I graduated in 2008. I was supposed to graduate in 2007, but couldn't do that at that time. I would say that I didn't plan very well, but you can. But anyway, uh, there were some uh, so studying in IIM at that time has shaped me into who I am today, as well as studying in Hokkaido University. So I think uh, you can also see the general flow here. For example, taking bachelor's degree first, and then through uh, through an opportunity that was presented to me, I took the opportunity to study in Hokkaido University in Japan. Uh, Master's was 2 years, PhD was 3 years. So they don't really deviate from the plan there. So around 5 years or so I was there. And then coming back to Sarawak, because Kuching is my hometown, so I decided to look for a job in Sarawak. And I landed my first job as a lecturer in UCTS Sarawak. So you can see the campus photo here. I'm not sure if I can give a I'll just do a laser pointer. Okay, here it is. You can see some kind of a campus photo in here. I worked in here for about 1 year, but then I decided to return to my hometown in Kuching, and then I landed a job at Swinburne University of Technology Sarawak, and this would be how the campus looks like in recent time. My office is actually somewhere around here at the first floor. So what have I learned in the past, and what am I going to look forward in the future? So I'll try not to replicate the same advice because you would have heard of that before, and also in any other occasion. So if you ask me about myself, what has changed in me? Probably not so much, but doing all of this here and having some work experience until now has made me realize that I can do it. It's like uh, because I thought that people who did, for example, even from here for taking bachelor's degree and then doing master and PhD, there must be something special in them, but not really. I would say that, of course, there are some traits that make them more suitable for doing postgrad or even undergraduate degree. For example, they aim for it, they want to do it, and then they have an opportunity, and then they can also study a lot of journal articles to write about something new about their research field. And so what I think that I have learned for this part over here, especially during studying, was a few things really. To meet new people from many different countries. If you stay only in Malaysia, probably you wouldn't be imagining that you can make friends from somebody from South America, or even somebody from the hot region of the Middle East. And then you may also get, although of course in IUM you can also meet the international students from many different countries, but the last time I was there, that was during this time, in this past decade. So I say past decade because it's not too far off. during this decade, I didn't see much of my friends, Malaysian friends rather, I would say because I'm Malaysian too, let's take it that way. I don't see many of my Malaysian friends mixing around with people who are from the Arab countries or even the African countries even, for certain reasons. And then I can see that somebody has shared a meme, they say that they can see China students, walking to class like a supermodel. Okay, well, fine, why don't you be friends with them? Why not? I think they are there. They would feel there alone, in a foreign country. To them, it's a foreign country. To you, it's local. But then again, make friends with those kind of people. Whether it's going to be strange or not, I don't know. We're not supposed to judge. So that's the part about meeting new people. And then developing new hobbies and interests. I'm not sure about the current students, but I think nowadays there are many opportunities for developing new hobbies and interests because it's a lot easier for you to communicate with people who are like-minded. Like in my time around here, we were just starting to use the internet extensively for our study, but no social media yet at that time. Well, we started with some kind of social media like Friendster, but not Facebook is just starting to emerge around here, by the way. And so nowadays, it's a lot easier to meet people who are like-minded or try to speak with people who may have the same kind of interest like you online. And then, okay, this one here, mastering new languages. Okay, apart from what I did during the study here, I also had the chance to master new languages. Okay, one reason is because of her, this one here. So this actually former girlfriend, by the way, now wife, not girlfriend anymore, definitely. I studied in Japan, of course. That was the opportunity to master a new language. So Japanese language came quite naturally. And then, because of her, she's actually Korean, so I have to learn Korean as well. Well, why not? Now, I'm only left with trying to learn the Chinese language. Which kind of Chinese language? I'm not sure myself, but I think I can look forward to that too. Okay, let's talk about the kind of job that I have right now. So what I do is teaching, because I'm a lecturer in this university. Uh, I actually am having a lot of fun in training new students so that they can become competent researchers and also competent engineers as well. So how do I do that? I actively I get them actively involved in research, in competitions and so. Okay, what kind of competition? For example, the Shell Eco Marathon, the James Dyson Award, and then there's some kind of a ethical hacking competition that was organized by Ericsson, but I don't get involved in that myself. There's some other local competitions too, like the Engineers Without Border Malaysia, or even the Innovate Malaysia, which I have trained students to go into there. So it's actually quite satisfying for me to see the students change into somebody from extremely introverted to somebody who is very communicative. So uh, you know, when you do something like, this is where you are right now, most of you. So you will see that you change, first year, this is you. Second year, shouldn't be the same. By the fourth year, you should be better than the first year. So for example, like that. And apart from my teaching responsibilities, I also have to accumulate professional qualifications. Uh, what I have right now is the Chartered Engineer and also the APEC Engineer status from Engineer Australia. And now I'm currently applying for the Board of Engineer Malaysia Professional Engineer qualification. So I hope to get that within this year. Also, I realized that I was not actually formally trained in teaching. So I did this one here, the Graduate Certificate in Learning and Teaching, while teaching here at the same time. So doing it about 2 years, get a certificate, and I think it's quite useful, especially when I have to develop new techniques of teaching and also um, have to adapt myself to the current changes in teaching. Okay, like what? COVID pandemic, before COVID, after COVID, a lot of difference. Before COVID, we can meet face to face. After COVID or during COVID, like right now, we do everything online. And I think some people, they can adapt very well, but some people, staff or student, equally, they have a lot of challenges. And if you do have challenges, don't keep it to yourself, by the way. I think it's not going to be good. Because why? My next advice then, well, just very general advice. Now this one here, do first and think later. However, you have to know your limits too. You don't just do something and then you think about the consequences later. What kind of consequences? Okay, street racing. I did that, by the way, if you can see something like this, a bit kind of scary. Also, winter sports, for example, because I thought it was quite fun. So these are the kind of things that I tried to do first, and then think of the consequences later within your own limits, for example. And for us who are already in the workforce, we have quickly realized that year by year, our limits have changed a lot. Our tolerances towards other people have gotten better, for example. But for you who are still in the undergraduate, probably you think that, uh, let me just ask you something like this. In one day, how many new people have you met? Maybe one, maybe two, or maybe like even once a week. Okay, that's fine. Because meeting new people can be scary. And that's why I said, you do, why do you have to do that? I'll come back to that one. So in some things, apart from the very good advice that was given by the previous speaker, you have to plan your career. Um, you have to plan your career within a certain time, because regardless of the institution, we all have the same kind of program learning outcome, so that everybody can achieve excellence in their field, not just graduate with what people like to say, uh, decent marks or cukup makan. It's simply not enough nowadays, because we have a lot of competition from not just Malaysia but also overseas. And you have to know your limits as well. Okay, within 5 years, if you think that you can achieve it, then go for it. But what if something happens in the middle? That means you cannot achieve it. That's okay. This means that you have reached your limit. For example, there could be some personal circumstances or even family circumstances that happens along the way. That's okay. You realize that you cannot achieve it within 5 years. So what are you going to do? You just have to change your plan. You don't have to, some people, they can stick with the plan. That's okay. But if you are not that kind of person, that's okay. You have to know your limits, because you cannot rush your life. Why do you want to rush your life that you want to achieve everything by 40? Because we don't expire once we reach 40, really. In the past, life expectancy was very short, so that's why everybody wants to achieve something by 40. But nowadays, you know, medical field has advanced. Everybody has longer life expectancy, so don't rush your life, because when you see everybody, they flex their success, you only see the highlight reel. You don't see the background work. Is it actually true, for example? So let me see. I think I would like to give you some other advice as well for what I think the current undergraduate students can do better. Okay, number one, or rather the most important one, how to communicate better, how to be more confident in talking. Okay, if you ask me, am I actually an extroverted person? You see me talking right now. It would sound like somebody who is very well trained in talking in front of other people. Partially true, because like people who are in the academic field, we have to speak to people very on regular basis. At least 3 times a week, doing face-to-face classes. So partially yes, this is a skill that can be trained. If you say that you are introverted, yes, that's fine. I'm not sure which one I am, because it kind of depends. Sometimes I don't want to talk to people, but sometimes it's fun to meet other people and talk to them. It depends. So don't limit yourself. Although I say here, you have to know your limit. It depends. Don't put labels on yourself. I'm an introvert, so I cannot talk to people, or I'm an extrovert, I have to talk to people. No, it depends. So I think that communication skill is quite important, not just talking to people, but also trying to understand the social context. For example, in the workplace, in the classroom even. Okay, what I wish students would do in the classroom more is to talk to the lecturer more, to engage with the lecturer. Like, it can be very discouraging when the lecturer is talking by himself in front. That's not good. Then, when the class finishes, everybody, swarms the lecturer with a lot of questions. That's actually not good, because you can ask questions, like I told my students in my current institution right now. My classes are judgment-free zone. You can ask me questions, very provoking questions, as okay, why did I get married to a Korean, for example? I met her, and it was fake. I like her, she likes me, so yeah, we got married. That's it. What's the problem, for example? And then, for example, why did I go to, for example, people ask basic questions. Why did I go here? IIUM, why not Unimas? Opportunity here. And then why Hokkaido University? Why not in Malaysia? Because I thought at that time it would be better for. I think this was an opportunity to change my life at that moment. So you make it that life-changing moment. We cannot say when exactly. You're going to have to find out yourself by meeting new people, developing new hobbies, and then, for example, mastering new languages to make your communication skill better. Okay, apart from this one here, I made a question mark here. What am I looking forward to the future? Okay, academic promotion, becoming a senior lecturer, and then also eventually to become a professor. If there is an opportunity to do so, and I can work for it. Also, I try to upskill myself because more and more relevant courses, such as robotic courses, programming, even soft skill courses are uh, increasingly available more and more online. Why? Because of COVID. Nobody can travel. Everybody wants to learn. So please take the opportunity. I cannot say which one. But I can give you one example. Let me just have a couple more minutes so that I can show you, for example. Let me just share the link rather than the whole screen itself. Okay. I think I should. Okay.
Papagos lah.
Okay, for example, like this one here, the Engineers Australia event, for example, if you can become a student member for free, even when you're studying right now, so that's okay. Why this one? You can see that there are a lot of webinars that you can actually attend and listen to, and I find that most of them are very interesting. I mean, IEM also have their own series of webinar, but I find that they are quite specialized, for tailored for the working professional. But most of these in the Engineers Australia are actually more general, tailored to not really tailored to a certain profession. So, without further ado, I think still within time. But anyway, what kind of takeaway message can you get from what I'm talking about earlier on? So, borrowing the previous presenter's advice, plan your career, plan your study well. If it doesn't go according to plan, you can still be happy about it. You have a plan. Don't live your life according to other people or according to fate only. You can't do that. We must have control of our life, regardless of how much we want to achieve or how little. We must have control. We cannot say nasib lah jadi macam ni kan. So and then another one, what kind of skill that you can get better, and it's quite easy to do, is communication skill, because it is getting more and more important, because communicating with people has changed a lot. We could do face-to-face before, but now not anymore. If you have further questions on, let me just try to share the screen once again. Sorry about that. This one. Okay, so once again, if you have questions about, for example, getting into a postgrad career like what I did, and also what Dr. Fatholo have done before, feel free to contact us. I put my email at the bottom here. So that will be it. Thank you very much, and over to you, Ms. MC. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Brother Rafiq for his speech. So next, I will pass the floor to Sister Nurul Nabila to give her talk. Please welcome.
Hi, okay, let me share the screen first. Okay, hi everyone. You can hear me, right? Okay, so I am Nurul Nabila. You can call me Nabila. So maybe compared to the all speakers, I have very less experience compared to them because I just graduated at 2016. So I think I have less than 5 years experience. So currently I'm working as a sales and applications engineer at Malaysia, Sdn Bhd. Okay, so this is actually my career path after graduation. So actually, I graduated in February 2016. So right before that, in November 2015, actually my lecturer offered me to do master study with him. So actually, on that time, I'm still not graduating yet. So because as a girl, as a sister, we also don't know what we want to be after this. So I just continue to pursue my study like in master degree. So actually my master study is not going so smooth. So I'm doing mixed mode study on that time. So after 2 years, I hope that my master study will be finished earlier because I'm just doing mixed mode. But actually, my lecturer expect me to do something more after this. So during that time, I also have started married. I married in March 2017. So of course, because of financial and everything, so I start discussing with my lecturer to start a real career outside there. So actually, my lecturer allowed me to start the career, but on that time, I still need to do writing actually. So I my career, I start looking for hiring. I think I'm taking about 1 month to find a real job. So actually on that time, as a fresh grad, you also confused what you want to be after this. Maybe, and then I also have experience during my internship. Uh, I interned at Hamza, Plastic in Neighborhood. So at that time, they assigned me to production department. So, sometimes for girl to sit in production, sometimes you feel not so comfortable because after you do internship, then you can feel what you want to be like.
Wait. Can everyone hear the voice?
Right now, yes, we can.
Uh,
Right now, we can. We can hear.
is it clear?
Breaking.
Breaking, right?
Not really clear.
Not really clear. Yeah, because it's.
No, actually, that's my husband.
Yeah, because I don't want she's speaking without anyone listen. So maybe yeah.
Maybe you can have speaker or mic.
Just change mic, yes. Because I can barely listen.
Wait. Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm just using a clip-on mic, like this one. Yes. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
So I find it quite useful for myself because if I use only the webcam mic, although it's like maybe 1 meter away from me right now, but the voice quality isn't so great. Okay, I think she's coming. I think she's come back. So
Wait.
yeah, okay, no problem. Jadi kalau masa saya matrik dulu tu, kalau ada downtime macam ni, tahu apa komiti suruh kita orang buat? Mesti korang tahu ni. Komiti suruh kita baca Asmaul Husna. Berapa kali? 5 kali at least. Ya Rabbi.
Baca doa bang.
Oh, astagfirullahaladzim. Baca doa apa ni kan? Kan tiba-tiba ternikahkan orang lain ni. Bahaya ni. Tak boleh lah. Doa pun doa juga kan. Mana tahu sekali tiba-tiba ternikahkan orang kan.
MC boleh tak kita dua, maksudnya orang lain yang bercakap lagi ke atau ask question lah?
Yeah, sure. If the participants have question, you can ask in the chat box. So I will choose the question and ask to the speakers.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I think you have a list of questions right from the Excel document. I think you can shoot the question to any one of us speakers.
Sorry, Brother Rafiq, I cannot hear you.
Oh, okay. I think you have the list of questions in the Excel form or something.
Yeah, you have a list of questions.
Because the speakers were given a list of questions that was in Excel form, and we were supposed to indicate which questions that we want to answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I didn't get the list.
Okay.
I think no one. Yeah.
Okay. Now.
By the way, Bro Rafiq.
Yes.
Abu from
yes.
dash 14. You are talking about you have learned some programming. So at normal time, what programming language or course that you take now? If you can share with us.
Currently, I'm not. I'm still trying to look for which one that I can commit my time to. But I think a typical way, especially because I'm interested in the robotics and mechanics, are basic languages such as Python and even C++. Because they can be used in those fields very extensively. But then again, it depends on you too, because it will depend on what kind of field you want to enter. For example, IL 4.0, there's a lot of at least you have to understand what kind of application that you or field that you think that you want to get in. Website building, you have to know a lot of HTML and PHP. If you want to build software that can talk to, for example, CNC machine, probably is going to be C or even assembly language, for example. So it's a lot different.
Yeah, C.
Especially at CNC, if you want to program machines like that, you would need very basic language. I'm not sure like Fortran or COBOL, maybe not that. So that's ancient, but still, assembly language. There's some of them. Okay, so next question. I hope I answered that one.
I think Abdullah already.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry for that.
I think this time it should be much better. Okay, can you try, my wife?
Hi. Hi, you can listen to me now?
Your mic, put it down. Oh, okay. Okay. Then.
Okay. Sorry, because actually my husband, he's more experienced in technical in IT compared to me. Okay, so let me continue, or you want me to start again?
I think you can just continue. It's better because
it's continue, right? Oh, okay. So I start with how I decide to do the career because as I said before, during my internship, I already have experience in production area. So from that, I find out that maybe I'm not really suitable in to be in production. I mean, to be a production engineer or maybe QA. So on that time, luckily one of the logistic executive in logistic department, she's on a maternity leave. So they asked me to to, to replace her lah on that time. So from that, I start to find out that maybe I'm more interested in this role lah. So after finish, when I want to find the real job, so I start looking on the logistic, purchasing, and also logistic and purchasing role lah. So I don't know, after sometimes I start finding, but still nothing coming, like interview or what. So, and then I find out that one of my friends, he become a sales engineer. So from that, I start to do some research lah. What is actually a sales engineer? So actually, sales engineer, you need to have technical knowledge in engineering, and you also need to have sales skills. So during my study, I also doing some part-time like online business. So actually, I also interested in business lah. So I think this role is more suitable to me lah. So I started to find out to search like in job street and everything. So you know, as a fresh grad, to find the job is not easy. So actually, in 1 month, you need to really commit to find the job. It's not like maybe sometimes people say, actually I already find, I have to apply 100 of them. So actually, to find the job, to apply, actually it's countless. You cannot say how much you already apply, and then actually on that time, I very commit to find a job. I sit in front of the computer from 8 to 5 p.m. every day. So, and then I also drop by the resume to the factory. I think like class factory I go, and then I drop by the resume myself to the guardhouse because I really want to be looking at something. So after 1 month, actually, I got hired, and then I got a few interviews, like I think 4 interviews, and then 3 of them call me back lah. So from the interview, I can compare lah which one is better in terms of the offer, and then the location maybe. So this is my first company, the ST Automations in Berhad. So actually this company is just a local company. So they're doing a project on automation. So as a sales engineer, I required to find a project on the automation side lah. Means I need to visit factories. So on this time, they assign me to food and beverage companies like Ramly, FNN. So of course you need to really struggle on that time because you need to call, and then to find the project is not easy things to do, but of course with the skills that you have, and then from the experience, from the technical knowledge that you have, then inshallah you will find the project itself lah. So and then actually after 2 years plus, of course, I want to gain more knowledge, and then I want to improve my skill and everything. So I start looking at this company lah. So this one is my current company, Fatholo Group. So actually, Fatholo Group is an MNC company, multinational company. So it is based in Germany. So actually in Malaysia, we also don't have any production area, so all production will be transferred to Thailand, the nearest one. So actually, Pocher they doing recoating of rubber roller. So of course, you know, all the machines like flexible packaging machines, plastic making, they require rubber roller inside the machine. So after sometimes this rubber roller will be damaged or maybe cracked. So it is my responsible to propose them to record to do the new layer of the rubber roller. So that's basically what's my experience in Bachelor. So I think to be a sales engineer is not so easy, but I think it is one of the options, especially for the women, because first thing is this job is flexible. The time is flexible. Sometimes I finish working around 3:30 p.m. or 4
Sister
p.m.
Nabila,
Yeah.
your voice is not that clear actually. It's just macam ada echo.
Ada echo.
Yes.
Sekarang
Kena
I
set
think
dekat,
maybe connection
kena
kot.
set. Oh, okay.
Maybe
Maybe closer your face to the laptop or something. Maybe. Maybe the setup just now doesn't include the mic from the headphone.
I need to ask for help again.
Or maybe while Sister Nabila is doing that, we can continue with our Q&A session.
Yes.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
So I already got the questions list. Maybe the first question, there's a question that asks, does a bachelor engineering is enough to secure a job? Do I need to pursue for a master degree? So
Okay.
maybe Brother Rafiq can answer that.
Okay, sure. I'll be happy to. Okay. Think of it this way. Bachelor's degree by itself,
Hello.
I would say yes.
Test. I'm sorry. I think. What about now? Should I just select the supposed to be mic? Hello. Can everyone hear?
Yeah.
Hello,
it's clear.
okay.
Very
It's
clear.
clear right now.
Very
Very
clear,
clear
right?
like right now.
Very clear. All right.
Very clear.
So I think just to continue from what I was talking about just now.
Hello?
Bachelor's degree, yes, you can. It's a ticket to interview, but however, you're going to have to back up your ticket with some other evidences of your competency. Okay, what kind of competency are we talking about? Extracurricular activity. What kind of achievement did you get? Even if you didn't win anything, you're a committee, you're a team member. So put your ability forward, because especially Malaysian students, they hesitate to say that they achieve some kind of excellence. Why? How should I say this? Everybody wants to feel humble, but when you apply for a job, you cannot stay humble. Don't think of yourself as trying to make a lie or what we say in Islam as riya or takbur. It doesn't matter. You just have to put your best foot forward. If you have achievements, put it in. If you don't have achievements, and you really don't have anything else to talk about apart from your study, get yourself involved in extracurricular activity like clubs or competitions or even volunteering. That's going to be very good. Yeah, it's going to take time from gaming, but we can always play game later on. I mean, even I still do that some right now too. I'm working, but at night time sometimes I do. Why not? It doesn't have to be right now. Life doesn't end after you step out of IIUM.
Release your stress.
Yeah, for some people it's a good stress relief, but don't think of your life as ending after IIUM or after bachelor degree. Okay, so Okay, so I think we should move on to the presenter. Sorry to take your time
Yeah.
once again.
Yes, sorry too.
So
Okay,
clear now.
Okay, so now more clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so uh so I think I can conclude already my presentation, because okay, actually I think as a sister, to be a sales engineer is one of the role that you can choose as an option lah. If maybe if you think that you're not really suitable to be an engineer, I mean to go to the production area, you feel not really comfortable. So maybe as a sales engineer, actually you still need to go to production area, but not as much as a production engineer. They have to really stick on the site and everything. So I think for the next slide, actually is the just as questions that we receive from the Excel file. So this one I think we leave it in the last session lah. So now maybe I pass to Brother Mohammad. Okay, thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you to Sister Nabila for her speech. Next, I will pass the floor to our last speaker, Brother Mohammad. Please welcome.
All right, thank you. Hello, everybody. So very serious and very very knowledgeable day today. So I share my screen first. Okay, you can see my screen right now.
No, not yet. I think you have to.
Okay.
You have to press the share button at the bottom, and I think it's coming up right now. 5.
Right. Okay.
Not yet. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Mohammad bin Ilyas, and then I'm from graduate from IIM at 2014. Okay. I'm 30 years old right now. 33 years old right now. So I want to talk about a little bit different from other speakers, because other speakers says about career as engineer, IRTS, so whatever. So we talk about material engineering itself offer many scope of job. You can go to many job related to the, because we are learn fundamental engineering. Our first graduate from IIUM fundamental, and then go to the other course, material, biology, and then civil, right now civil. So I think can you hear me?
Yes, Brother Mohammad.
Right. Okay. Good. So I was an engineer, but okay, and then I'm jobless. Maybe a certain time of life you have very drop time when you are so very conscious, when you are not able to find a job, you have no money. How to survive. Okay, when I was the engineer and when I'm jobless. Okay, so my first job is commissioning engineer. After I'm graduate from material engineering. Material engineering tell about grain boundaries, perlite, austenite, tensite. So I'm I think I use that skill. Maybe I use that skill, small or portion of that skill, to enter another side of the of job. Maybe right now I'm commissioning engineer. So now hands on. So every day go to and then learning electrical, mechanical, and hydraulic. So malam kita tulis buku, ada logbook. So pagi kita bekerja, kita learn more on apa yang kita nak kena buat. Boleh I cakap dalam bahasa Melayu?
Kalau tak ada international school boleh je rasanya.
Oh boleh, tak ada je. Okey, tu lah. Lepas ni sangat lah.
Ada international students tak sini? Tak
Nampak?
ada rasanya.
Tak ada rasanya.
Casual je.
Casual je. Okay. So first communicationing engineer, and then learn and unlearn and relearn myself. So I go to another field of engineering. Your mindset is not to just material engineering. Not mindset just material engineering. Any engineering have soft skill, communication. So how to write an email, be a purchasing engineer, how to deal with the client, how to give them trust, or be a salesman. So we learn new thing for hands-on from management. And then my second job really my second job as a project engineer to be a telco block. Okay, tadi jadi crane fabricator. I buat satu crane dengan 4 orang technician to finish the crane by 1 month. Okay, 1 month finish the timeline. So second job I get for telco, maybe commu is basically commu RF. So we learn. So how I unlearn myself to be adapt with that's suitable, adapt with the job. Okay, so third job is I be a client side representative. So nowadays I be the client side representative, and then I see the improvement to how management, how the big of their salary, how they get income, how they master, how they chase people, how to chase people to do jobs. And then okay, so when jobless, you will see the ada semua dengar. Ada soalan?
Dengar.
Okay, ya, itu saya punya my life lah, maksudnya my experience, how I go to big company, I go to small company, big company, and then go big to the company, and then after that ni ada soalan apa-apa sebelum I come for when jobless.
Saya ada soalan. Dalam banyak-banyak fenomena tersebut seperti panic attack, phobia ataupun merasa tidak berguna, mana satu yang paling terkesan kepada saudara Mohammad?
Okay. Seriously, I cakap memang terkesan adalah ekonomi. When you don't have saving, you lose your job and then finish. You feel down. Okay, when you feel down, how to go up again? Okay, you must learn, and then you must continue learn, and then you must unlearn yourself. You must release your ego. Okay, you must relearn new things. Okay, right. And then family problem, economy problem. Maybe you jobless, phobia. You don't want to see any people again. Okay, panic attack. So tiba-tiba bos cakap, you Muhammad, you tak payah datang kerja. I have experience. Interview, I terlalu overconfident. So kalau you orang terlalu overconfident, lepas tu you tak boleh buat kerja tu, you settle lah. Lepas tu terminate. And then you want to find the saving. You have family, okay, and then no more energy to learn more, and then phobia, panic attack. So any question about?
Macam mana dari crane engineer jadi microwave?
Okay.
Itu dua scope yang lain. Microwave banyak formula apa sama.
Ya, okay, banyak microwave banyak formula. So how boleh, maksudnya microwave banyak formula, tapi kita how the equipment, kita kena tahu how the equipment, how the system works. Kita mesti kita tahu architect of the system, how to be a purchasing engineer, how to be the engineering background kita fundamental kan, takkan kita kena tahu just the system of the job. Okay. So sekarang ni I nak cakap kat you semua orang, okay, dynamic thinker. So you kena separate your life. Okay. After graduate, you must separate your life. Actually, this is for family, this is for work, this is for friends, this is for your vision, this is for your lifestyle. Lifestyle ada yang pergi melepak apa semua kan. Maksudnya you have balance, and then you must solve the problem by dynamic. Like you have alternative way. Maksudnya kita kena ada jalan lain. Selain daripada jadi material engineer, you boleh jadi usahawan. You must be flexible. Maksudnya boleh jadi usahawan, boleh jadi entrepreneur, boleh jadi online. Jadi benda tu maksudnya kita kena sendiri. Maksudnya apa capability kita, mengenali diri kita. So kita mengenali diri kita, kawan-kawan kita, network tu penting juga. Maksudnya kita communicate dengan orang, so kita tahu, okay, dia ni buat apa-apa. So kita ada relate dengan kehidupan kita. So kadang-kadang kalau kita kipas rosak pun kita tak boleh nak perbaiki sendiri. Betul? Are you listening?
Ya, kami mendengar.
Okay, right. Okay. Any objection?
Itulah kadang-kadang nak baiki kipas sendiri pun nak kipas apa nak kena kipas tu masih lagi sambung dengan power supply. Buka lepas tu tiba-tiba tekan switch lah, jari hilang lah. Taklah sampai jari hilang kot, tapi pandailah safety kan.
Okay. How about engineering under company or freelance? Maybe different way. Engineering under company or freelance, maybe dua-dua akan ada dia punya benefit. Tapi jadi freelance, so freelance mungkin gaji besar sikit lah. And freelance you kena ada cert. First things first, you kena ada cert. You kena ada boset apa semua. So sebab I kerja dalam industri oil and gas, so benda tu maksudnya benda banyak jalan sebenarnya dalam industri oil and gas. Tu maksudnya dekat Petronas, maksudnya selalunya universiti tu untuk Petronas sajalah. Maksudnya macam universiti tu instead, so any graduation from instead go to Petronas, and then another university cannot receive get a job from that particular company. Okay, so itu yang saya nak tekankan lah. Maksudnya untuk apa, untuk graduate yang baru ni kan, maksudnya yang akan graduate ni, maksudnya you have to create the network. So boundaries tu cantik, tapi macam kalau macam UIA ni, brotherhood tu penting. Maksudnya you kena ada jaga brotherhood UIA. Maksudnya UIA as a big university that worldwide knows, tapi apa yang di-create oleh UIA, maksudnya something like brotherhood, so something like tolong graduate yang baru graduate. So vision sebenarnya benda tu penting lah untuk kita. Okay, alright. So any question?
I think someone in the chat box rasa apa yang dimaksudkan dengan unlearn.
Okay, unlearn tu maksudnya I letak tepi dulu lah. I letak tepi dulu apa yang I belajar dulu kan. Maksudnya I belajar material Perlite, Matesite, Austenite. So semua benda tu dalam buku kan. Maksudnya soft skill tu kena ada. So benda-benda yang lain tu kita just letak tepi dululah. Maksudnya bukan letak tepi, maksudnya itu adalah fakta kan. Maksudnya kita boleh olah benda tu. Okay, alright. I'm answer that question.
Yeah, I think it's
okay.
Someone asked in the chat box, if what are the skills that would make me stand out in order to get accepted for a job related to my major?
Okay, maksudnya apa majoring Juna?
Skill apa yang diperlukan untuk diri dia stand out daripada orang lain.
Okay. Skill yang patut kena ada bila nak bekerja. Maksudnya sekarang ni kalau nak bekerja, kita kena ada tahu buat email. How to communicate with others. How we shoot email to CCO siapa nak cakap dengan bos mana. Maksudnya the rank, we are know the hierarchy of the organization. Know the management structure. Okay, so benda tu common. Maksudnya skill tu kita kena asuh. Maksudnya kalau nak cakap communication, maksudnya kita kena communicate. Maksudnya kita kena tahu macam mana nak communicate dengan bos ni. Maksudnya ada dia punya etika, ada dia punya apa? Adab lah, maksudnya adab. Bukan maksudnya sekarang ni macam semua ilmu semua orang boleh berjaya. Maksudnya kita kena think positif. Semua orang boleh berjaya senang. Saya 2.0 saja keluar daripada UIA 2.01. Okay, 2.01. Tapi saya cuba unlearn myself and then I buat something untuk diri saya sendiri, bukan untuk siapa-siapa, dan benda tu rasa ada target saya. So bukan you nak achieve you made money tu, maksudnya duit tu bukan the value lah. Maksudnya kita kena tahu value money. Maksudnya valuable. Kalau kita bagi free benda tu kan. Okay. So soft skill tu kena ada lah. Maksudnya balas email apa, cakap dengan orang, deal people, how the environment, itulah. Okay. Agree with me, Rafiq?
Oh, itu saya setujulah. Saya pun tak adalah nak bangkang ke sebab memang betul kan.
Oh ya, betul.
But if I may add to what was said, okay, what are the skills to that you stand out? Okay, companies would like to see, can you work in a team, not by yourself? By yourself, well, not very sure about that. You may achieve great things by yourself, but you work in a company, you know, with everybody else. You have to show that. Can you work with everybody else? And how do you prove that? You cannot just say I'm a team player, but it turns out that you're a player. That's something different, you know. So how do you prove that? Like if you remember what I told you, get yourself involved in, for example, maybe volunteering, extracurricular activity, you know, entering student competitions. For example, there are many of them available online right now, which did not even exist, you know, back when I did it in the early 2000s. Okay, let me see. I think I would like to answer the second question. Right after you finish your degree, which one do you recommend, master or industry first? Well, what do you want to do after that? After you work in the industry, what do you want to achieve? After you get your masters, what do you want to achieve? So both of them are equally good, depending on what you want to do. Okay. You want to get into the academic field? Yes, of course, master's is the logical next step. But it doesn't mean that you cannot work in the industry, then you get your master, by the way. Whichever way it is, it depends on your own career plan. We cannot tell you do this.
You do that.
Lakukan ini, maka anda mendapat keuntungan yang besar. Tak tentu sebenarnya.
If you fail,
kan. Okay, go ahead. I think Sister Nabila, it's your turn to answer any of the question that was posted in the chat box. Go ahead.
Okay, for me lah, sebab after graduating, so kali ni dengar tak?
Boleh, okay,
clear tak?
Dengar.
Okay,
clear.
Dia dah tak ada mood dah tu.
Sebab after graduating, I directly pursue my master study. And then on that time, actually, as what Brother Rafiq said, actually we need to know apa yang kita nak achieve after this. Nak ke akademik ke, nak jadi lecturer ataupun nak ada satu career yang kita dah plan lah. Jangan jadikan sambung master, banyaknya perempuan sambung master tu sebab nak escape lah. I boleh cakap escape macam sebab takut sangat nanti susah nak dapat kerja. So kita pilih untuk sambung master. So macam tu sebenarnya tak bagus lah. So actually kalau nak sambung master tu, after dah start kerja pun dah boleh sambung master. Sebab kalau kita start kerja dulu, then on that time kita dah tahu, oh actually kita punya interest bidang ni. Kita lebih berminat macam sekarang I start with sales engineer contohnya kan. So actually after this kita dah boleh, katakanlah I sambung study master sekarang, then I dah tahulah, okay, so sekarang ni kita macam maybe kita boleh sambung master dalam bidang management ke, nak improve kita punya communication skill ke, something like that. So actually for me maybe if you plan to become a lecturer, then just go ahead sambung master. But if you rasa macam nak start career dulu, then it's okay, just start. And then actually you can do master part time pun okay. Sebab I rasa lecturer yang ada experience dalam industri, dia mesti boleh perform better lah. I think lah. I think that's my experience lah.
Sebab the current trend even dalam dunia akademik, lecturer yang akan datang mungkin akan ada certain requirement, ada ada industry experience.
Yes,
Jadi
yes.
Kalau anda tahu apakah career anda nak buat, tak kira lah
Correct.
akademik ataupun industri semata-mata. Jadi be good at what you're trying to do.
Correct.
Jangan biarkan hidup tu ditentukan oleh nasib semata-mata.
Correct.
Oh, tepat.
Tepat
Itu tepat.
sekali.
Okey, soalan seterusnya. Ni masih Q&A ni, best ni.
Oh, Q&A. Boleh discuss.
Boleh discuss
Ya, ya.
Okay, kalau masa ni lah, masa student kena FYP punya presentation Q&A paling takut. Kenapa? Sebab takut kena apa?
Kena tembak.
Kena tembak kan. Okay, kalau macam tu, apa yang saya sekarang, saya adalah in charge untuk student FYP untuk mechanical engineering. Lepas tu saya tengok yang sekarang nak buat face to face session pun susah kan?
Yalah, semua buka video lah kan.
Jadi tapi student masih kena buat presentation. Jadi apa yang mereka boleh buat, saya suruh dia orang macam ni. Tiap-tiap minggu hantar dekat saya video presentation 5 minit. Jadi satu semester ada 12 minggu. Kalau dah 12 kali buat presentation tu, saya rasa jadi better lah daripada first time tu. Tapi itulah kena yakin apa benda yang awak buat tu, apa benda yang anda buat tu elok, dan awak ada, kalau anda ada keyakinan kepada research activity tu, tak perlu takut lah. Kalau orang nak tanya, nak cuba tembak kan, jadi awak katalah soalan ini tidak relevan. Kenapa? Kerana saya
itu power sangat.
Kerana saya
please refer my management. Please refer my management.
Itu tai chi tak boleh tu.
Tai chi.
Okay, next question. Let's go.
Okay, open the floor.
I have a question. Right after our graduation, how to secure the first job and what should we expect, especially for material and manufacture, what we should expect after our graduation for our job, and how to secure the job.
Maybe who are willing to answer? Fathol Razali. Maybe Fathol Razali. Maybe. Boleh bro.
Baik, saya cubalah.
Okay.
Sebenarnya memang satunya kita kena tahu lah, rezeki tu telah ditetapkan masing-masing lah. Tetapi mencuba tu adalah kewajipan setiap Muslim. Okay, cuba sebaik-baiknya lah. Apabila kita melaksanakan sesuatu, kita kena letakkan 100% komitmen. Seperti yang rakan-rakan abang-abang adik panel kita tadi semua telah share lah. Okay, ups and downs. Pandangan saya berdasarkan kepada graduate employability lah daripada Universiti Malaysia Perlis sendiri, apa perancangan yang kami buat adalah kami memperkasakan CV yang pertama, iaitu salah satu program kami mendapat top 3 highest employability, bermaksud within graduation period tu hampir 90% dah dapat pekerjaan, di mana kita wujudkan semua orang buat CV, semua graduating student buat CV, dan setiap, kalau di UNIMED kita ada mentor dan mentee lah. Saya rasa di UIA pun ada. So dia ada mentor mentee, tolong tengok CV adik-adik sekalian, pertama. Yang kedua, kita ada satu lagi supplementary dipanggil profiling. CV iaitu profiling kita, iaitu kita, yang pertama tu CV yang ringkas untuk mudah majikan kita nak tengok. Tapi yang kedua ni lebih kepada detail, apa final year project yang kita buat, apa integrated project yang kita buat, apakah skill-skill yang telah kita acquire waktu industrial training. Jadi secara detail kita beritahu kita buat apa. Kadang-kadang kita belajar benda tu tapi kita tak highlight di dalam CV kita. Kita boleh letak benda tu di dalam profiling kita dalam 3 ke 4 muka surat. Kita cerita in detail. Dalam FYP kita buat analisis apa, menggunakan software apa, menggunakan material apa, apakah tinjauan bacaan kita. Jadi secara summary kita letak di situ. Kalau majikan berminat, dia nak tahu dengan lebih lanjut, dia boleh tengok profiling kita balik. Jadi dengan kaedah itu, alhamdulillah kita dapati membantu banyaklah pelajar-pelajar untuk dapat kerja dengan cepat. Okay?
Betul.
Berbanding kalau saya lah di tempat majikan sini pun, kalau saya dapat 20 permohonan, saya nak bagi interview mungkin sebab kita ada limit masa, kita nak shortlist kepada 10. Sekurang-kurangnya kita nak the first 10 CV tu adalah CV student-student ni. Macam mana adalah dengan strength of the CV itulah dulu. CV pertama macam ni, okay, highlight. Tapi pada masa semua kita bagi attachment, profiling kita tadi. Yang menunjukkan kita punya detail apa kepakaran kita. Sebab dalam CV saya rasa macam tu kita hanya letak ability to work in a team, which is common pun dalam semua CV orang lain. Ability to work under pressure, kan? Ability tu macam-macam dah kita goreng dulu kan abang kan?
Semua copy paste lah. Semua copy paste lah. Aku CV ya, slide lah dia kata. Kan? Mai aku masuk CV.
Kata work under pressure tapi sebenarnya buat assignment malam sebelum tu kan. Itu
yalah, itu assignment malam-malam tu nak compare. Nak compare. Jadi itu tips yang saya boleh bagi sebagai sebagai pendidik sekarang lah kepada pelajar-pelajar. Jadi buatkan profiling. Kalau nak maklumat lanjut bolehlah hubungi saya insya-Allah, tak ada masalah. Contoh-contoh profiling student daripada Unimac insya-Allah kita boleh share.
So UIA pun kena ada juga yang buat CV macam tu. Maksudnya bila graduate, sebelum graduate semester kena submit dulu semua CV. Semua alumni ada dia punya company masing-masing. So CV tu boleh dihantar kepada organisation semua.
Saya pun nak cadangkan untuk menulis CV dan resume ni bukannya terhad kepada student tahun akhir saja. Jika anda dalam tahun pertama pun cuba tulis CV ataupun resume, kosong pun tak apalah. Jadi at least awak tahu, okey kosong ni apa nak kena letak dalam ni kan. At least tahun pertama dah tahu dah apa nak kena buat. Ini kalau tahun tak boleh, kalau tahun keempat kosong juga. Tak dapatlah, kita pun tak boleh lah nak tilik nasib kan. Unless kalau kahwin dengan Nilofa ke, okey tu rezeki awak lah. Ya, hari ni kan. Okey. Soalan seterusnya.
Contoh
Ya.
seronok lah.
So
Santai.
if the participant have questions, you can write in the chat box.
Okay, I think what Sister Nabila, what you can do is to share again the slides of the question that you posted up earlier, so that everybody can see the question, and then probably we can also answer the question as we go along the discussion today.
Okay, agree.
Okay, wait. Where is it?
Okay, jadi dalam in the meantime, dah ada dah. Okay, tak apa. Sila.
Okay.
Abu, ada nak tanya soalan ke apa?
Okay, katalah kalau tak ada, kalau belum ada soalan lagi yang kita nak jawab, saya nak ada satu poin yang saya nak cuba cakap untuk sebagai perbandingan antara budaya kerja Jepun dengan Malaysia. Okey. Saya rasa semua orang dah tahu dah apa dia punya apa secara umum lah. Image orang Malaysia bekerja macam mana, image orang Jepun kerja macam mana. Tapi soalan saya, saya rasa semua orang kat dalam ni, everybody must have watched Doraemon before, right?
Yes.
Okay, everybody has, semua dah pernah tengok Doraemon kan? Okay.
Yes.
Main character Nobita, apakah sifat dia?
Kurus,
malas.
Okay. Betul, okey. Okey, itu kan dia punya sifat dia adalah dia malas dan
tidak berdikari.
Tak berdikari. Okey.
Semua nak minta Doraemon tolong dia.
Semua nak minta tagih kan. Okey, macam ni. Itu kalau di Malaysia pula, what kind of people that we make fun of? Apakah orang yang kita akan bahan orang macam mana? Kalau orang Jepun, dia punya joke dia, tengok macam Doraemon kan, dengan Shinchan pula. Diorang they actually make fun of people who are lazy. They don't want to work. They don't want to make an effort for themselves. Bukannya apabila dapat masalah terus minta solution ready package daripada orang lain. Tapi kalau Malaysia pula, what kind of people do we make fun of? Okay, seorang tu dia dah mencipta sesuatu benda yang baru. We make fun of that person. Apalah benda ni pun nak kena ciptakan, beli je lah kan. For example, macam tu lah. So daripada tu kita dah boleh tengok dah macam apa, macam mana apakah sifat yang menghadkan potensi student kita. Okay, student ni dia cuba berusaha lebih untuk mengubah nasib dia, tapi kebanyakan student yang di keliling dia bukannya nak encourage ataupun bukannya nak mendorong, tapi kata alah ini kau poyo lah buat benda macam ni, banyak usaha ni kan nanti kau mati tong juga kena kapan kan, macam tu lah. Okay, itu saja untuk saya yang saya nak cakap tadi tu. Jadi kita boleh move on kepada list of question. Okay, first of all kita dah jawab kan. Okay, nombor 2.
Woman capable to survive in engineering. Nabila.
Of course you can. Ramai dah engineer perempuan bukan dekat Malaysia je lah, dekat seluruh dunia pun. So actually apa-apa pun you kena always learning lah, and then always berusaha untuk dapatkan apa yang you nak. So tak kisahlah engineering ke ataupun apa-apa job pun, actually you boleh achieve.
Okay, untuk soalan nombor 2 tu, walaupun saya bukan perempuan tapi saya nak cuba jawab. Kenapa? Sebab saya nak ambil contoh mak saya lah. Okay, mak saya, dia dari dulu sampai sekarang pun dia bekerja dalam bidang finance, kewangan. Dia start kerja pada tahun 1979 macam tu lah. Mula-mula sekali kerja dengan bank negara, lepas tu kerja dengan bank utama di Sarawak. Sekarang bank utama dah tak ada, dah jadi RHB Bank. Jadi walaupun pada masa tu pekerjaan dalam bidang kewangan ni, let alone engineering lah, engineering sekarang kita boleh tengok makin ramai perempuan bekerja dalam tu. Pada masa tu sangat mencabarlah sebab dalam dia punya tempat kerja dia, perempuan lain yang bekerja tu kerja jadi apa? Kerja yang lower level lah, macam tea lady ataupun receptionist ataupun secretary macam tu, tapi dia adalah department head macam tu lah. Dia eventually jadi department head. Lepas bank utama digabungkan dengan RHB, dia kena berhenti sebab tak nak pindah KL kan, sebab kita orang dekat Kuching. Tak nak pindah KL, jadi apa dia buat? Dia cari kerja tempat lain. Tempat lain itu apa? Nama syarikat tu masih sama sampai sekarang, PPES Works Sarawak. Dia adalah anak syarikat kepada CMS Group of Company. CMS tu Cahaya Mata Sarawak lah, yang terkenal lah kat sini sebab banyak melakukan kerja-kerja kejuruteraan yang dapat kontrak dari kerajaan, contohnya macam PEM punya highway lah. Itu contoh yang saya rasa semua orang mungkin tahu. Jadi soalan nombor 2 ni, walaupun saya bukan perempuan, tapi saya rasa tak kira lah lelaki ataupun perempuan, sekiranya anda ada minat dalam engineering ataupun finance ataupun accountancy ataupun mana-mana bidang profesional, anda ada minat, cari jalan untuk merealisasikan minat anda tu supaya awak boleh buat duit. Macam tu lah, senang cerita.
Okay.
Kalau kerja-kerja haram tu jangan buat lah.
Ya, betul. Kita UAE
haram macam buka account OnlyFans ke, tiba-tiba gambar dia asyik nampak bawah ni je kan. Lepas tu rupa-rupanya lah ada OnlyFans lah. Itu tak boleh lah tu.
Oh. Tapi UAE kita kena tahu hal haram.
Betul, kena tahu. Itu yang saya kata, know your limits tu. Ada setengah orang dia punya limit dia memang sangat straight. Yang ni sah-sah haram, yang ni halal, yang ni haram. Okey, tak apa, dia punya limit lah. Some people more liberal than that. Dia tengok macam okay, certain aspect of the business mungkin tak begitu halal, nak kata haram tak juga. Tapi okay, bolehlah kerja dalam tempat tu macam apa? Kerja tak kata engineering saya rasa tak adalah kot sampai syubhah ke. Lainlah kalau anda tu adalah project manager untuk membina sebuah kasino terbesar di Asia Tenggara ke.
Tapi riba pun kena jaga juga, riba. Jangan ambil riba.
Saya nak tambah sikit pasal soalan women capable ni. Pandangan saya jugalah berkaitan dengan women, are they capable to survive engineering? Pandangan saya soalan berkenaan women ni tak jadi isu langsung. Betul tak? Kan? Cara nampak sebab engineering ni bukan technical stuff. Technical stuff sometimes you have to go with your strength, physical strength.
Betul.
It's about your brain. It's about your soft skill. Dan kita dah nampak dah beberapa individu di negara kita sendiri, the champion are the women itself. Kalau kita tengok balik leader daripada engineering accreditation department, kita tengok board of engineers, berapa ramai ladies di dalam tu yang dah manage the board itself. Dan berapa ramai di luar sana di industri, ramai sangat yang dah berjaya datang daripada perempuan.
Bos saya pun perempuan juga.
Ya, jadi itu bukti yang jelas lah. Itu. Jadi soalan tentang to be engineer, you don't have to be strength physically. Ada engineer yang tak ada kekuatan untuk diri benda tu, but they have their brain that your company need most. Okay.
Saya tengok kadang-kadang engineer ni nak kata fit pun tak juga kan, tapi kerja jalan juga okey lah, why not kan.
Ajak main futsal tak boleh dah engineer ni.
Ajak main futsal, sekali tendang sudah dia punya tumit dia terkehar, sudah 2 bulan lagi, see you again in 2 months lah macam tu.
Dia more into decision making, soft skill, communication skill, perkara-perkara yang diterapkan dalam pengajian tu, yang tu semua patut ada. Jadi no doubts about women or men. Okay. Terima kasih.
Tapi itulah, walaupun kerja engineering zaman sekarang ni bukan macam kerja buruh, bukan macam zaman Firaun buat piramid tu. Sedangkan zaman Firaun buat piramid tu pun dia dah ada project management, dia dah bagi mesin lah. Dia tak adalah pakai hamba tu suruh angkut batu besar tinggi 4-5 meter tu bawa pakai belakang kan.
Ya, betul.
Bukan nak kata kesihatan fizikal tu pun penting juga. Mana tahu tak boleh handle stress kali kena penyakit apa-apa tu tak boleh juga kan.
Jantung, panik apa semua kan.
Stress management.
Kena sebenarnya organize, maksudnya kena organize. Maksudnya sekarang pakai online sekarang kan. Maksudnya dia boleh macam woman pun boleh duduk kat rumah, suruh engineer pergi ke site. Kan? Dia SPM. Boleh. Macam ada dia orang manage dekat email saja. Kita ada Microsoft Team, kita ada semua benda tu. Maksudnya dia boleh buat kerja lain. Sekarang fleksibel kan PKP kan?
Yeah, I think that's a good answer for the question. Maybe we can stop the Q&A session because we need to finish it by 12:15. The speakers have anything to add for the last time?
Tu ada dalam chat tu kan? Ada dalam chat tu.
Boleh jawab ada additional skill yang certain industry memerlukan.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay. Kalau boleh lah saya nak tanya satu soalan je. Just to conclude lah. Okay. First of all, I am an alumni myself. I have been graduated for 5 years now. And I have also joined the industry for about 5 years. So, soalan saya bukan ke arah macam mana nak secure that first job, how to write my CV and etc. but I am here to first to describe what's my current field of work. And I have joined this company for 5 years. And I joined the company at the and during the 2 years of the training program, I feel very good since I've learned so many things in a short span of time. I get to jump from one department to another and meet many new people and learn various skills. So I find it fun and interesting. Now, from joining the company since 2016, and it has been 5 years. After the training program, after I have graduated from the training program, I got absorbed into the company.
May I know which company so that you are telling the storyline, we can imagine what kind of your responsibilities is.
This company tak pernah tak sensasi lah kalau dekat dalam Malaysia ni.
Mana tu? Mana tu?
Tak lain takkan Malaysia Airlines lah.
Oh, okay. Malaysia Airlines.
Yes. So I'm a material engineer background, and when I joined the company, I did join the engineering division of the airline. However, I did not practice material engineering per se lah, but until today I am doing contracts, the airline maintenance contracts. So it has been 5 years now. I've been doing it, and here's my dilemma lah. For quite some time now, I feel that I feel stagnant. I feel stuck.
Okay.
I have a colleague that do exactly the same thing as I do, and as a plus, he's a male lah. He's a male colleague yang tak ada maternity leave setahun atau 2 tahun ke, tak ada macam saya.
Okay.
And being in a company yang struggling lah. Ni mulut jahat sikit lah kalau saya kata I'm in a sinking ship.
Sinking ship.
So there's no room for growth and development in the company. Lagi pula sekarang orang asyik cakap tutup je lah Malaysia Airlines ni, apa benda semua, asyik khazanah inject this and that apa semua kan, tapi company still takut tu juga kan. And then within the company itself semua cakap akan ada retrenchment blah 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 blah, but truth be told, deep down inside I really do enjoy being in this industry. I find it sangat interesting lah, sebab kita belajar materials dulu tapi kita sekarang join this aviation industry.
Benda lain. Saya rasa benda tu benda lain maksudnya kan.
Betul, it's benda baru, sangat baru, but at the same time kita jumpa minat kita, passion kita dekat situ. So my question is, kalau saya masih berminat dengan industri ni, in this aviation industry, yet I have no room to grow, to develop myself, and then apatah lagi kalau nak naik pangkat, kan? Kita dah duduk situ, tak ada
job hopping,
and then nak bertukar ke company lain tu maybe bukan tak menjadi satu masalah lah, tak ada masalah.
Bukan masanya sekarang lagi untuk hopping,
yes,
kan.
Exactly.
Macam tu.
And what would be any of you lah, or any of you or any of the speakers advice to me, sebab ada terngiang-ngiang terfikir-fikir untuk sambung belajar, but does that really solve the problem of me not growing, not developing and being stagnant? Tak boleh pergi department lain dah macam masa trainee dulu kan. Kita boleh pergi finance, kita boleh pergi engineering, kita boleh pergi marketing, commercial. Tapi sekarang kita stuck dekat situ. Lepas tu dengar-dengar cerita bos pun nak dapat VSS lah, MSS lah. So kita yang masih muda ni kan. So kita jadi clueless. Should we continue belajar and then in order to get that added advantage, sebab my colleague tu ada PhD but he's in at the same level as I am. So dia yang ada PhD pun tak gerak-gerak, ini kan saya yang ada degree sahaja.
Boleh saya tanya, saya bukan speaker, saya nak tanya satu soalan.
Saya kenal.
Ini Farahin recreation lah.
Ya.
Ingat Abdul Latif.
Kecek. Tahu.
Oh, kecek. Okay. Nak tanya satu soalan tu, nak tanya kenapa masih stay kat company tu dan kenapa tak cari company lain?
Okay. I have few reasons lah. Okay. First of all, it would be the geographic factor of it. Me and my parents are staying in Sepang.
PJJ right now.
Tak ada masalah PJJ sebab suami dan mak mertua, ayah mertua pun duduk di Sepang. So kami semua duduk di Sepang.
Right. Okay.
So it's nearby and suami pun bekerja dekat Nilai sahaja. So geographically it is very suitable for me. Okay. So I have to admit it is a comfort zone. One of the factor lah. Second of all, before I joined Malaysia Airlines, I joined Malaysia Airports. So at the very beginning, I joined the aviation industry, and as a trainee, they keep on giving you macam training, programs, apa semua. So minat tu dah develop, dah jatuh cinta lah kan. Dah lama-lama belajar apa benda semua. So and bila dah lama dekat company tu, kita dah rasa sayang apa semua, colleague pun semua okay, boss pun baik, apa benda semualah. So memang comfort zone. And then also satu lagi, saya pernah lah ambil test untuk jadi pilot.
Okay.
And
Iron Lady.
Tak adalah, tapi sebabkan condition sekarang, COVID, apa benda semua, so pilot flying study pun dah jadi on hold. Minat yang datang secara tiba-tiba, bukan datang daripada zaman kecil-kecil dulu, sekarang baru nampak minat tu dekat mana. Tapi somehow I don't know where to go from there. So
okay, saya nak jawab sikit. Pasal geografi isu ni.
Pasal ni kan, industri macam aviation, oil and gas tu dia ada masa naik turun. Jadi sekarang masa turun, masa tengah down lah.
Betul.
Tapi industri macam ni, walaupun apa orang yang the public perception ataupun perception within the company, saya rasa tu dari dulu pun macam tu lah. Dari dulu pun also Malaysia Airlines tutup dari zaman 80-an, 90-an. Bukan benda yang barulah. Itu pada saya itu adalah kata-kata yang akan memberikan syubhah.
Negative thinking.
Dia akan bagi, it will plant the seed of negativity in your heart. And that is something that you want to
You feel down. You
akan feel down. Jadi macam tu dalam mana-mana industri pun sama juga. Macam saya education. Untuk katalah kerja ni kalau tak ada certain degree ni kena buang kerja. Ya betul tak? Itu gosip lah, gosip. Tapi apa yang anda boleh buat, minat ada, tapi walaupun anda kata ada dalam comfort zone, okey, comfort zone ni ada dua. Setengah orang dia tak suka dalam comfort zone sebab apa, dia rasa dia terlalu selesa, dia tak akan move on. Tapi pada saya, nothing wrong with comfort zone. Sebab apa? Kita semua kerja, kita nak mencapai keselesaan. Bukan nak kata
semua nak duit kan? Okey, semua nak duit.
Bukan nak kata apabila kita dalam satu syarikat tu dalam untuk beberapa tahun kita rasa okey, stagnan atau tidak saya tak boleh nak jawab lah. Tapi kalau kita rasa tidak berkembang, stagnan tu, mungkin itu ada sebab dia, memang betul, itu saya setujulah. Tapi kalau merasa selesa tu tak salah sebenarnya. Merasa selesa tu sebab apa? Ada rutin, ya, sebab kerja ada rutin, duit dapat, tak ada masalah besar yang kita tak boleh kontrol. Macam kita tak berperang, Syria, Yaman berperang, macam itulah. Nothing wrong with being in the comfort zone, tapi anda perlu rancanglah nak buat seterusnya. Okey, katalah kalau nak sambung study, what's going to happen next? Sebab saya rasa dia tak boleh menyelesaikan kemelut ni dengan hanya sambung study. Okey, katalah kalau nak sambung study, macam kalau saya cadangkanlah,
sambung study kena tengok financial pula.
Kena tengok juga, ya.
Betul. Geografi juga. Kan?
Ya, betul. Okay. So, pada saya itu sajalah, kena rancanglah apa akan terjadi seterusnya kalau stay with the same company ataupun escape it. Mana satu yang lebih baik lah. Dan mungkin situasi yang lebih baik itu adalah situasi yang kita merasa selesa sekarang. Tak perlu ada perubahan drastik lah.
Ya, saya setuju.
Perubahan drastik, tapi tak boleh.
Abu.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for your input.
Ada dalam ni kan? Ada dalam group WhatsApp alumni kan?
Ada alumni.
Okay, bagus.
Hari-hari baca.
Kalau nak tanya tu tanyalah, jangan semalu, jangan segan. Mana kita punya MC ni?
MC suruh buka semua orang lah.
Okay, we are already in the end of the session. So a big appreciation to all of our speakers for making time to join us in this lovely afternoon. Also a big thanks to our speaker for the sharing session. Hopefully the students can get some new input from today's event, especially about our future career. Just a little reminder, we already dropped the feedback form in the chat box. So participants, please fill in the survey to help us identify the shortfall from this event. Before we end our session, let us take some pictures to remember this event. So it would be great if everyone can turn on their camera and smile together.
Alright, okay.
Okay, praktek dah ready ke?
Okay,
ada lagi. Zul Ilmi.
semua dah ready ke?
Okay, ready.
Okay.
Ready, dah senyum dah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Okay, one more. Freestyle. Sekejap. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Alright, inshallah with that we end our event with Tasbih Kafarah and Suratul As. The student, you may leave the meeting.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you
all.
Thank you.
Thank you, speaker. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, speakers.
Thank you, speakers.
Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Bye.